All right, so you've sent us a whole bunch of stuff about AI in education.
Yeah.
It looks like you're really interested in like how teachers can like adapt and thrive in this whole, AI world.
Hmm.
And there's even like some hints about like separate frameworks for students, which I think is super interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So today we're gonna like unpack what skills and knowledge teachers are gonna need to navigate this AI in the classroom.
Yeah, like it's really interesting to see this focus on like AI competency frameworks,
Yeah.
especially from UNESCO. Like
Mm,
it kind of signals this shift from just acknowledging AI in education
right.
to actually figuring out how to like actually prepare teachers for it.
Yeah. And one thing that struck me when I was like going through all this material is
Yeah.
it's like AI as a tool
Yeah.
to support teachers, not to like replace them.
Yeah.
And that seems to be like this core idea across the board.
Absolutely. It like totally reframes the entire conversation.
Yeah.
Instead of us worrying about robots taking over the classroom. We can start thinking about like, okay, how can AI help teachers do what they do best even better?
Mm-hmm.
It's about augmenting human capabilities,
Right.
not replacing them.
So it's like less about man versus machine
Yeah.
and more about creating this like powerful partnership between the two.
Exactly. And that leads into another key concept we see in these documents, human-centered AI.
Okay.
So it's not just about adopting any AI tool that comes along.
Right.
It's about ensuring that AI is designed and used in a way that like prioritizes human well-being
Okay.
and aligns with our values.
So what does that actually look like in practice?
Oh,
How do we ensure AI serves humanity,
Right.
not the other way around in a
Right.
real classroom?
Well, imagine a classroom using an AI-powered learning platform.
Okay.
A human-centered approach would involve like carefully selecting that platform
Mm-hmm.
based on how it protects student data,
Okay.
how transparent its algorithms are,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it can be customized to meet the diverse needs of learners. It's about making conscious, informed decisions
Yeah.
about which AI tools to use
Right.
and how to use them.
So it's almost like there's this new form of pedagogical expertise emerging,
Uh-huh.
one that requires teachers to not only be skilled educators,
Yeah,
but also like savvy evaluators of technology.
precisely. And that's where the idea of AI literacy for all teachers comes in.
Okay.
The UNESCO framework really stresses that every teacher, regardless of their tech skills right now, needs a baseline understanding of AI concepts.
Okay, so what does that baseline look like?
Okay.
What kind of knowledge should teachers be focusing on?
So it starts with like grasping the fundamentals.
Okay.
What is AI?
Yeah.
How does it work in simple terms?
Right.
Then you move into being able to identify a trustworthy AI tool.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of quote-unquote educational AI out there,
Yeah.
but not all of it's created equal.
Right.
Teachers need to develop the ability to like critically evaluate these tools.
It makes sense you wouldn't just use any old tuck book without flipping through it first. Absurd.
You'd want to know, like, where's the information coming
Yeah.
from? Who wrote it?
Yeah.
Does it align with my teaching goals?
Yes.
You know?
Uh-huh.
AI tools need that same level of scrutiny. Exactly. And just like you evaluate a textbook's content,
Yeah.
teachers need to think critically about an AI tool's potential impact on their students.
Right.
Like, does it promote equitable learning opportunities? Does it reinforce biases? Those are crucial considerations.
It's like we're asking teachers to become AI detectives, uncovering the potential benefits and risks before they even bring a tool into their classroom.
That's a great analogy. It's about
Yeah.
developing that discerning eye.
Yeah.
And then the UNESCO framework goes beyond the basics,
Okay.
Outlining more advanced competencies
Right.
for teachers who really want to push the boundaries of how AI can be used in education.
Now, that's what I'm really curious about.
Okay,
What do those more advanced AI skills look like for teachers?
well, imagine being able to customize an AI tool
Yeah.
to better suit your specific pedagogical needs.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just using an off-the-shelf program, you're tweaking it, you're refining it,
Right.
making it truly work for your students.
That sounds incredibly empowering. It's like taking control of the technology
Uh-huh.
instead of letting the technology dictate how you teach.
Exactly. And the framework even suggests that teachers could be involved in developing ethical guidelines for AI use in schools.
Wow.
That's a really exciting possibility.
So teachers wouldn't just be users of AI.
Right.
They could be like active shapers
Yeah.
of how AI is implemented and regulated in education.
Yeah.
That's a powerful shift.
It is.
And it makes me wonder about the Chinese sources you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have the full text,
Right.
those titles suggest that similar conversations are happening globally.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about those parallels.
Yeah.
It suggests there's this growing recognition worldwide that we need to prepare educators for the age of AI.
Right.
And it's not just about catching up. It's about actively shaping how AI integrates into the learning experience.
It's almost like we're witnessing the birth of a global movement in education. Teachers, policymakers, researchers, even students.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to grapple with the implications of AI
Right.
and how to harness its power for good.
Yeah.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's come back to the here and now.
Okay.
The UNESCO document lays out this 3-level progression
Right.
for developing AI competencies.
Yeah.
And that first level acquire is all about building that foundational AI literacy we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It's like laying the groundwork for everything that comes after.
Right.
So let's unpack that first level.
Okay.
What kinds of activities might a teacher engage in at this acquire stage?
Right.
How do they start building this foundation?
Oh, well, the UNESCO document actually gives some really practical examples.
Okay.
Imagine teacher exploring different AI-powered learning platforms
Okay.
and evaluating them. Not just clicking through a demo, but really digging into how they work,
Yeah.
what data they collect, whether they align with the teacher's pedagogical goals.
So it's like a test drive, but for educational technology.
Yeah.
Teachers get behind the wheel, so to speak, and see how these tools perform in a real-world setting.
Exactly. And just like you'd research a car before you buy it.
Yeah.
Teachers at this level are learning to look under the hood of AI tools, understanding their mechanics and potential impact.
Okay.
Another activity might be analyzing a lesson plan
Okay.
that uses facial recognition technology
Oh, wow.
to track student engagement.
That's an interesting one. I can see how that kind of technology could be helpful in gathering data, but there are definitely privacy concerns to consider.
Right. And that's precisely the kind of critical thinking we want teachers to develop at this acquire level. It's not just about understanding how the technology works.
Right.
It's about being able to analyze its ethical implications and weigh the potential benefits against the risks.
It's like we're asking teachers to become more than just users of technology. They're becoming informed decision makers, advocates for their students' well-being in this new digital landscape.
Exactly. And once teachers have that solid foundation, they can move to the next level, deepen, where they start to develop more advanced skills in actually integrating AI into their teaching practice.
Okay, so at this stage, they're moving beyond evaluation and into implementation. What might that look like in a classroom?
So imagine a teacher designing a lesson plan
Okay.
that uses AI to provide personalized feedback to each student.
Okay.
The AI could analyze student responses, identify areas where they're struggling,
Okay.
provide targeted support, or even suggest additional resources.
That's incredible. It's like having a virtual teaching assistant that can tailor instruction to each student's individual needs.
Yeah.
It frees up the teacher to focus on those human-centered aspects of teaching, like building relationships and fostering a sense of community in the classroom.
That's the key. It's not about replacing the teacher.
Right.
It's about augmenting their abilities and allowing them to work smarter, not harder.
I like that.
Another example might be using AI to analyze student data
Okay.
and identify patterns that might not be immediately obvious to the human eye.
So the AI could help teachers spot trends, maybe even predict which students might need extra support before they even start falling behind.
Precisely. It's about leveraging the power of AI to make data-driven decisions and provide more targeted interventions.
Okay.
It's a whole new level of insight that can really enhance a teacher's ability to support their students.
And then the framework takes us to the highest level, create.
Right.
Now, this is where it gets really exciting. We're talking about teachers becoming innovators, shaping the future of AI and education.
That's right. At this level, teachers aren't just using AI tools.
Yeah.
They're contributing to their development
Wow.
and to the ethical guidelines that govern their use.
Okay.
Imagine a teacher collaborating with researchers to develop a new AI-powered learning platform that's specifically designed to promote inclusive learning practices.
That's amazing. It's like taking all that classroom experience, all that pedagogical knowledge, and feeding it back into the development process to ensure that AI tools are truly serving the needs of learners and educators.
Exactly. Teachers at this level are becoming thought leaders,
Yeah.
advocates for the responsible and ethical use of AI in education. They're helping to ensure the technology is used to empower, not to replace, and that it reflects our shared values and goals for education.
This framework paints a really compelling picture of what's possible.
Yeah.
It's not just about adapting to AI.
Right.
It's about taking ownership of it, shaping it, and making sure it serves the best interests of learners and educators.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect highlighted by UNESCO,
Ugh.
the importance of establishing enabling policies and conditions for AI in education.
Okay, so it's not enough to simply tell teachers to develop these competencies.
Right.
We need to create systems that support their growth and development.
Exactly. It's about creating the right environment, the right infrastructure for AI literacy to flourish.
Mm-hmm.
This involves things like ensuring equitable access to technology and the internet, providing teachers with high-quality professional development opportunities, and establishing clear ethical guidelines for AI use in schools.
And of course, it means making sure that the AI tools themselves are trustworthy and reliable.
Yes.
We don't want to be putting unproven or potentially harmful technology in the hands of teachers and students.
Absolutely. The UNESCO document specifically mentions the need for validating AI systems
Okay.
before they're introduced into educational settings. This is where regulations and independent auditing become really important.
So it's not just about the individual teacher's responsibility to evaluate AI tools, but about having systemic safeguards in place.
Precisely. It's a shared responsibility involving policymakers, technology developers, school administrators, and of course, teachers themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to work together to ensure that AI is used ethically and effectively in education.
It's like building a whole ecosystem of support around AI in education. And the AI competency frameworks provide the roadmap, the shared language to guide those efforts.
Exactly.
What's really encouraging is that this conversation is happening globally.
Yeah.
We see hints of similar frameworks being developed in China, suggesting that this isn't just a Western concern.
It speaks to the profound impact that AI is having on education worldwide.
Yeah.
It's a global movement, and it highlights the urgent need to prepare educators for this new reality. AI isn't going away.
Right.
It's only going to become more prevalent and sophisticated in the years to come.
Right.
And the educators who are equipped to navigate this changing landscape will be the ones who can truly empower their students to thrive in the 21st century.
And this brings us to another key point raised by UNESCO.
Okay.
The importance of developing local AI competency frameworks. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
What works in one country or context might not work in another.
Yeah.
Local frameworks need to take into account the specific cultural, social, and technological factors at play.
Absolutely. A framework developed for a rural school in a developing country
Yeah.
might look very different from one designed for a technologically advanced urban school.
Right.
Local frameworks need to reflect the unique needs and realities of their communities.
So it's about taking those broad principles outlined by UNESCO
Yeah.
and adapting them to fit the specific context.
Right.
What might that process look like? How do we ensure that these local frameworks are actually relevant and effective?
The UNESCO document provides some helpful guidance.
Okay.
It suggests starting with a thorough assessment of AI readiness within the local community,
Okay.
identifying the gaps between existing competencies and those outlined in the framework.
So it's like taking stock of where you are and where you need to go.
Exactly. And then you tailor the framework to
Yeah.
address those specific gaps. Maybe there's a need for more professional development opportunities focusing on data privacy, or perhaps the curriculum needs to be adapted to better integrate AI concepts.
That's like a recipe for creating a customized AI competency framework.
And just like a good recipe, it can be adjusted and refined over time
Yeah.
as new technologies emerge and the needs of the community evolve.
Speaking of which, the document also emphasizes the importance of ongoing professional development for teachers.
Yeah.
AI is a rapidly changing field, and it's essential for educators to stay up to date.
Lifelong learning is more crucial now than ever before.
Right.
And thankfully, the AI competency framework provides a roadmap for that ongoing learning journey. It outlines specific competencies that teachers can continue to develop throughout their careers.
So it's not just about attending a one-time workshop on AI, it's
Right.
about engaging in a continuous process of learning and growth.
And that learning can take many forms.
Yeah.
It could involve attending conferences, taking online courses, participating in peer learning communities, or even experimenting with new AI tools in their classrooms.
It's about staying curious, staying engaged, and staying ahead of the curve.
And the AI competency framework provides the structure for that journey.
Yeah.
It's a guide for teachers who want to embrace the possibilities of AI while ensuring that it's used ethically and effectively to benefit all students.
And speaking of benefits, the UNESCO document doesn't just focus on the potential risks of AI.
Right.
It also highlights the many ways that AI can enhance education.
That's a really important point. We've talked a lot about the potential challenges.
Yeah.
But it's essential to remember that AI offers incredible opportunities
Yeah.
to improve teaching and learning.
It's like any new tool. There's always a learning curve,
Yeah.
and there are potential pitfalls to be aware of, but if used thoughtfully, it can truly be transformative.
Exactly. And the UNESCO document offers some really compelling examples of how AI can be used to enhance the learning experience. For instance, it talks about AI-powered tutoring systems that can provide personalized instruction to students, adapting to their individual learning styles and pace.
It's like having a personal tutor for every student.
Yeah.
And these systems can be especially beneficial for students who need extra support or who might be struggling in a traditional classroom setting.
Right. AI can also be used to create more engaging and interactive learning experiences.
Okay.
Imagine virtual reality simulations that allow students to explore historical events
Cool.
or scientific concepts in a totally immersive way,
Wow.
or adaptive learning games that adjust to the student's level of understanding
Yeah.
and provide targeted challenges.
It's like bringing the textbook to life,
Yeah.
making learning fun and relevant to students' lives.
And AI can provide teachers with real-time feedback on student learning,
Okay.
allowing them to adjust their instruction on the fly and provide targeted support in the moment.
Okay.
This kind of data can help to ensure that all students are making progress and that no one is falling behind.
It's like having an extra set of eyes in the classroom, helping teachers to see what might otherwise be missed.
Exactly.
But even with all these amazing possibilities, it's crucial to remember that AI is just a tool.
That's a fundamental point.
Yeah.
It's up to us as humans
Right.
to decide how this technology is
All that.
used.
Right.
And that's where those AI competency frameworks come in.
Yeah.
They help to guide those decisions, ensuring that AI is used in a way that aligns with our values and goals for education.
And this brings us back to those Chinese sources,
Yeah.
those intriguing titles hinting at the development of similar frameworks for students.
Right.
Imagine a generation of students who are not just passive consumers of AI, but active creators and innovators shaping the technology itself.
That's an incredibly exciting prospect. What if students were learning how to code AI systems,
Yeah.
to design ethical algorithms, to create their own AI-powered learning tools?
We're talking about a whole new level of digital literacy.
Yeah.
Moving from simply understanding how to use AI to actually understanding how it works, how to build it, and how to use it responsibly.
It's about empowering students to become architects of their own digital futures.
Yeah.
But of course, with this power comes responsibility.
Right.
We need to ensure that students are equipped to use AI ethically and thoughtfully.
That's a critical point. We need to think carefully about how to integrate ethical considerations into AI education for students.
Absolutely. It's not enough to simply teach them the technical skills.
Right.
We need to cultivate critical thinking skills, foster ethical awareness, and instill a human-centered approach to technology.
It's about helping students understand that AI is a tool created by humans,
Yeah.
and therefore it reflects our values, our biases, and our limitations. We need to equip them to question those assumptions, to think critically about the impact of AI on society, and to use their knowledge and skills to create a more just and equitable world.
That's a powerful vision,
Yeah.
and it's a vision that requires a comprehensive approach to AI education.
So what might that look like? How do we design a curriculum that prepares students for the complexities of the AI-powered future?
Just as with teacher competencies, it's crucial to consider the specific cultural, social, and technological context.
Yeah.
For example, the curriculum should be designed to be relevant to students' lives and interests.
So instead of just teaching abstract concepts, we need to connect AI to real-world issues that students care about.
Yeah,
We need to make it tangible and meaningful to their everyday lives.
exactly. For instance, you might explore how AI is being used in fields like healthcare, environmental sustainability,
Okay.
or social justice.
Yeah.
Show students how AI can be a force for good, how it can help us address some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity.
It's about sparking their imagination, showing them the possibilities and inspiring them to use their knowledge and skills to make a positive impact on the world.
And the learning experiences should be engaging and interactive.
Okay.
Instead of just lecturing about AI, get students involved in hands-on projects where they get to design, build, or experiment with AI systems themselves.
It's about learning by giving them the opportunity to tinker, to create, to make mistakes, and learn from them.
That's where true learning happens, when students are actively engaged and invested in the process.
Yeah.
And it's about fostering a sense of ownership and empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
When students feel like they're in control of their learning, when they feel like they can actually make a difference,
Yeah.
that's when real magic happens.
And of course, it's crucial to address ethical considerations throughout the curriculum.
Absolutely. Ethical considerations should be interwoven into every aspect of AI education.
Yeah.
Students need to understand the potential risks and biases associated with AI,
Mm.
and they need to develop the critical thinking skills necessary to make informed decisions about the responsible use of this technology.
It's not just about teaching them how to code, it's about teaching them how to code responsibly,
Right.
how to think about the broader impact of their work, and how to use their skills for good.
Exactly. We need to prepare students to be ethical citizens in an AI-powered world.
Yeah.
Citizens who are equipped to navigate the complex challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
Mm.
And we need to create learning environments where they feel empowered to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and to explore the ethical implications of AI in a safe and supportive space.
It's about fostering a sense of responsibility and encouraging them to see themselves not just as users of technology, but as shapers of technology.
Precisely. And by fostering this human-centered mindset, we can empower students to use AI in a way that benefits humanity and contributes to a more just and equitable world. But developing those skills and fostering that mindset
Yeah.
requires more than just a well-designed curriculum.
Right. It brings us back to the need for robust assessment methods.
Yes.
Ways to measure whether students are actually developing those crucial AI competencies.
And it's not just about assessing their technical skills.
Right.
We need to find ways to assess their ethical awareness, their critical thinking skills, and their ability to apply AI in a responsible and thoughtful way.
So how do we do that? How do we assess those more nuanced aspects of AI literacy?
Okay.
What are some of the innovative approaches being explored in this area?
So the UNESCO document touches on this,
Okay.
suggesting the need for performance-based assessment tools.
Okay.
Imagine, instead of just testing students on their theoretical knowledge of AI,
Yeah.
we put them in simulated scenarios
Okay.
where they have to use AI to solve real-world problems.
It's like a virtual test drive for their AI skills.
Exactly.
We can observe how they apply their knowledge, how they approach ethical dilemmas, and how they communicate their solutions.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond rote memorization and testing their ability to think critically, to collaborate effectively, and to use AI as a tool for positive change. We can also look at project-based assessments,
Okay.
where students design and develop their own AI applications,
Okay.
demonstrating their understanding of both the technical and ethical dimensions.
It's about allowing them to showcase their creativity and ingenuity to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
And those assessments can be ongoing, integrated into the learning process itself.
Okay.
It's not just about a final exam. It's about providing students with continuous feedback,
Right.
helping them to track their progress, and to identify areas where they need additional support.
So assessment becomes less about judgment and more about guidance, a way to support students on their learning journey.
Exactly. It's about creating a culture of continuous learning and improvement.
Yeah.
Where students feel empowered to take risks, to experiment, and to grow.
Right.
And it's about recognizing that the development of AI competencies is an ongoing process,
Mm-hmm.
a journey that extends far beyond the classroom.
And speaking of beyond the classroom, let's zoom out for a moment
Okay.
and consider the broader implications of all this.
Okay.
What does this growing emphasis on AI education mean for the future of learning, for the future of work, for the future of society itself?
It's a truly fascinating question, and one that's difficult to answer definitively. But one thing is certain,
What's that?
AI is going to have a profound impact on every aspect of our lives.
It's already transforming industries, shaping our social interactions, and even influencing the way we think.
And education is at the heart of that transformation.
Mm-hmm.
The way we prepare students for this AI-powered future will have a ripple effect on society as a whole.
It's about more than just teaching them how to use AI.
Right.
It's about equipping them with the skills, the knowledge, and the ethical compass to navigate this complex landscape, to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits humanity, and to create a world where technology serves as a force for good. But amidst all the excitement and potential,
Yeah.
it's also crucial to acknowledge the challenges and risks that lie ahead.
You're absolutely right. As with any powerful tool, there's always the potential for misuse.
Yeah.
We've touched on the potential for AI to exacerbate existing inequalities,
Right.
to undermine human agency, and to create new ethical dilemmas.
These are serious concerns that we need to address proactively, not reactively.
Yeah.
We need to be thoughtful and intentional about how we design, develop, and deploy AI, and we need to ensure that ethical considerations are at the forefront of every decision we make.
And that requires a collective effort.
Yeah.
It's not just the responsibility of educators or technologists.
Right.
It's a conversation that needs to involve everyone, policymakers, researchers, community leaders, and of course, students themselves.
It's about fostering a sense of shared responsibility for shaping the future of AI and ensuring that it aligns with our values and aspirations for a more just and equitable world. And that brings us back to the heart of this deep dive.
Okay.
The idea of AI competency frameworks as a roadmap for navigating this new terrain.
These frameworks provide a starting point, a shared language, and a set of common goals that can help guide our efforts.
Yeah.
They're not a silver bullet, but they offer a valuable framework for thinking about how to prepare ourselves and future generations for the age of AI.
And as we move forward, it's essential to remain adaptable,
Yes.
to embrace ongoing learning,
Yeah.
and to engage in open and honest dialogue about the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
Because ultimately, the future of AI is not something that's predetermined.
Right.
It's something that we're actively shaping with every decision we make, every action we take,
Yeah.
and every conversation we have.
And by embracing a human-centered approach, by fostering ethical awareness, and by developing the necessary competencies, we can ensure that AI becomes a force for good, a tool that empowers us to create a more just equitable and sustainable world for all.
You know, as we've been talking about these frameworks and like the skills teachers need,
Yeah.
it's got me thinking about like the long game.
Okay.
Like how will AI fundamentally change what education is?
Yeah.
Not just how it's delivered.
That's where things get really fascinating. We often talk about AI like changing jobs,
Right.
but it's going to change learning itself.
Right.
If a machine can calculate and recall facts instantly,
Yeah.
what does it mean for a human to be educated? It's almost like we're being forced to reevaluate the very core of education. What knowledge and skills will be truly valuable in a world where AI can outperform us in so many areas.
We're seeing this shift from rote memorization and procedural knowledge
Yeah.
to this focus on higher order thinking skills.
Right.
But even those terms like critical thinking or problem solving
Yeah.
need to be redefined in the context of AI.
Right. AI is already pretty good at certain types of problem solving, especially when it comes to processing massive data sets and identifying patterns. So where do we go from there?
Okay.
What does it mean to be uniquely humanly intelligent
Yeah.
in the age of AI?
Perhaps it's about cultivating those uniquely human capabilities that AI struggles to replicate.
Okay.
Things like creativity,
Yeah.
empathy,
Mm-hmm.
ethical judgment,
Okay.
and the ability to connect with others on a deep emotional level.
So instead of trying to compete with AI on its own terms,
Yeah.
we lean into those qualities that make us human. We focus on those aspects of learning that require intuition, emotional intelligence, and a deep understanding of human values.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about fostering collaborative skills,
Mm-hmm.
the ability to work effectively in teams with both humans and AI.
Okay.
We need to prepare students to thrive in a world where humans and AI are working side by side, complementing each other's strengths.
This makes me think about the UNESCO framework's mention of AI for assessment.
Yeah.
But what if the impact goes deeper?
Okay.
What if AI changes the very nature of how we assess learning?
That's a really thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where instead of standardized tests, we have AI-powered simulations
Okay.
that assess a student's ability to navigate complex real-world scenarios.
So instead of multiple choice questions about historical facts, we
Right.
put students in a simulated historical crisis
Yeah.
and see how they respond, how they gather information, how they make decisions under pressure.
Exactly. Or we could assess their empathy not through written responses,
Mm.
but by observing how they interact with AI-powered characters in a virtual environment.
Okay.
We could create these incredibly rich, dynamic learning experiences
Yeah.
that allow us to assess skills in a much more holistic and authentic way.
It's like the classroom itself becomes this immersive, interactive learning lab, blurring the lines between the physical and the digital.
Right.
And suddenly, assessment isn't this separate, anxiety-inducing event.
Yeah.
It's woven into the fabric of the learning experience.
And who better to guide this transformation than teachers?
Yeah.
They understand the nuances of human learning,
Right.
the social and emotional dynamics that AI alone can't grasp with the right competencies. Teachers become the architects of this new educational landscape. They become designers of experiences, curators of knowledge, and mentors who guide students on their learning journeys.
It's a really exciting, albeit slightly daunting vision of the future. And for you listening, I think that's the key takeaway from all of this. These frameworks are a starting point. They give us a direction, a set of principles to guide us. But the real innovation, the real transformation will come from the educators, the students, and the communities who embrace these ideas and put them into practice.
It's about moving beyond the fear of the unknown and embracing the possibilities.
Yeah.
Recognizing that AI is not a threat to education, but a catalyst for its evolution.
It's a call to action for all of us to engage in this conversation, to experiment, to learn, and to work together to shape a future where AI empowers us to create a more just equitable and enriching learning experience for everyone.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive,
We have.
but hopefully we've given you a solid foundation for understanding the importance of AI competency frameworks in education.
I think so.
And perhaps most importantly, we've sparked your curiosity and inspired you to continue exploring this fascinating and ever-evolving landscape.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we look forward to diving into another topic with you soon.